What's happening, beautiful African family? This is your main man, Theo E.J. Wilson with African Diaspora News. And today, family, I have for you a cautionary tale about the technology that is becoming ubiquitous in our society because of the fact that this technology is never going to be wiser than who programs it. And unfortunately, us as Black folk in America, specifically us as Black men, have had issues with things on our person being mistaken for weapons and therefore our lives being imperiled. And I'm thankful that this young Black teenager did not lose his life due to this mistake that AI made, because Lord knows it could go that route in a blink of an eye. Check this out.
He says that he ate a bag of Doritos, crumpled up the bag, and put it in his pocket.
20 minutes later, it was like 8 cop cars that came pulling up to us. They started walking towards me with guns, talking about, get on the ground. I was like, what?
Last year, Baltimore County High School started using a gun detection system that uses artificial intelligence to help detect potential weapons by tapping into existing school cameras. The system can identify a possible weapon and then send an alert to the school safety team and law enforcement.
I was just holding a Doritos bag. They said it looked like a gun.
I know this young brother from Baltimore is going to think twice about the next bag of Doritos he buys, as he ain't never going to look at a bag of chips the same again. But here's what the New York Post reports. High school football player was eating a bag of Doritos after practice last week when the school's AI security cameras mistook his snack for a gun, prompting scores of cops to rush there with guns drawn. Taki Allen, 16, said he was waiting for his ride after Monday's grid practice at Kentwood High School in Baltimore when he finished up his chips, crumpled up the bag, and was chatting with his friends. Then heard the cops yelling at him while they were waving their weapons. Can you imagine that? Right? Unfortunately, there's a lot of Black men who don't have to imagine that. They talking about that with their therapists right now. I hope this don't happen to this young man, but this is something that literally could have cost him his life. So in short order, the young man, he got his hands behind his back. He's getting cuffed up. They patting him down. They're like, do you have a gun? The young man said, no, I do not have a gun, right? And so there should be some accountability on the part of the school district, on the part of the security systems, whoever they contracted to get this AI to start spotting guns. But no, they kind of deflected accountability. This is what they said. In this case, the program did what it was supposed to do, said District Superintendent Miriam Rogers in a press conference on Thursday. Now, did what it's supposed to do. Unless eating a bag of chips is a crime wherever they are in Baltimore, objectively, the system did not do what it was supposed to do. How is this going to help anything? Because the young brother expressed later on that he doesn't feel safe going anywhere. The fact that he got picked up on AI cameras, literally eating a bag of chips, makes him feel cautious everywhere. So I know that we would like it to be that the brother didn't pick up no trauma because of this, but the fact is, it started to look like he already is. All because the AI did not do what it was supposed to do, and the fact that the superintendent deflected to that narrative is telling. But we need to start looking at that, the fact that this is a part of a larger pattern, and that AI sometimes not only fails to properly threat detect when it comes to objects, but it turns out that there's a problem with AI properly identifying Black faces and Black people being misidentified as threats because of AI-powered facial recognition software. Check out this piece in Scientific American, literally called Police Facial Recognition Technology Can't Tell Black People Apart. Is it surprising that technology programmed by white people would reflect white folks' psychology if they have not done the work to unpack their own biases? Unfortunately, this is what the data is telling us. Our research supports fears that facial recognition technology, FRT, can worsen racial inequities in policing. We found that law enforcement agencies that use automated facial recognition disproportionately arrest Black people. We believe this results from factors that include the lack of Black faces in the algorithm's training data sets, a belief that these programs are infallible, and a tendency of officers' own biases to magnify these issues. That's what it said. So it seems that perhaps the way to solve this problem is to kind of train the AI on more facial recognition that has black data sets when it comes to our facial features to choose from. But it looks like that may not necessarily solve the problem, because here's what else this article says. FRT is an artificial intelligence powered technology that tries to confirm the identity of a person from an image. The algorithms used by law enforcement are typically developed by companies like Amazon, Clearview AI, and Microsoft, which build their systems from different environments. Despite massive improvements, look at this, massive improvements in deep learning techniques, federal testing shows that most facial recognition algorithms perform poorly at identifying people besides white men. Interesting. Now, if you contextualize this information with the fact that black men make up the largest proportion of people who are exonerated for being wrongfully convicted, this leads me to one conclusion. This information about AI being faulty when it comes to identifying black folks and anybody besides white guys needs to be heavily considered in any court case where AI-powered facial recognition is included in the evidence to convict a black person. This is key, and I want this to be popular knowledge, widely known. This has to be greatly dispersed and understood among the populace that not only can AI fail at identifying black folks, it can also be used to falsely frame black folks. We saw this recently when the Department of Homeland Security just used a young black man's TikTok in order to falsely try to say that this young brother was trying to threaten ICE with his homies, turn this comedic content creator into a supposed YN thug trying to collect a 50,000 bounty on ICE's heads. This is the world that we live in right now, and we wouldn't love you if we didn't warn you. Like any tool, it is only as good as its wielder, right? You can take a gun to shoot your family. You can take that gun to shoot a deer to feed your family. It has everything to do with the consciousness of the wielder. But I think that we as a species and we as a Western civilization need to disabuse ourselves of this idea that somehow technology is going to solve social ills, when in fact, the technology is a reflection of the people who program it, who are the true source of these social ills. We cannot program our way into justice. What we can do is understand these tools and create a culture whereby these tools can be understood from their weaknesses and their strengths and create a culture of justice together. But that's just my thoughts on it. I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel in this comment section. This is African Diaspora News. We bring you the absolute best when it comes to global news that pertains to black folks and everybody in our diaspora. So make sure that you download our app, because as you know, they censoring folks. So go ahead and get that app. It's 13 cents a day. That's $9.99 a month, right? And if you want to hear more of my opinions, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Theo Cyrus Rising. And make sure that you tune in next time where you tuned in this time. I'm Theo E.J. Wilson with African Diaspora News. I'll holler at you soon. Peace.